Next on Fashion Sense by Valerie, we're blending up a Snickerdoodle smoothie that tastes like a cookie minus the guilt. Plus, what you must know before letting anyone near your lashes. Real Estate Decoded, we're talking common elements and why they matter.
It's exactly what it sounds like, which is you own something in common with the rest of the owners.
Dr. Hanna's back with real talk and postpartum power moves.
It's a combination of biological, psychological, and social factors.
And Pajama Chic, it's real, it's fabulous, and I've got the style scoop. Don't miss it. Fashion, feels, and a smoothie that'll change your life.
Presented by the Superhero Electric Gig on Spectrum OC16.
Aloha, I'm Valerie Joseph with Fashion Sense, restyling runway looks to the walkways of Hawaii and providing smart solutions to all your fashion needs. Hi friends, welcome to Fashion Sense. Today's episode is all about comfort and confidence. We're going to kickstart it with a Snickerdoodle smoothie that tastes like a hug in a cup. Smart tips for choosing the right lash artist, a real estate term that'll make you sound like a pro, and Dr. Hanna is here with real talk on how to navigate postpartum. Plus, Pajama Chic is back in, so let's dive in. This recipe comes from our viewer Patsy, all the way from Kahului, Maui, who is constantly looking for creative ways to get her kids to eat their vegetables. This has become their favorite smoothie recipe. We are making a Snickerdoodle green smoothie. Now, all you need to do is add the ingredients into a blender, starting with a nice big heaping handful of spinach. Spinach is a superfood packed with vitamins, minerals, and fiber. Then we're gonna add some almond milk, a frozen banana, for a little bit of sweetness, half of a ripe avocado, and this is gonna give our smoothie a really nice, creamy texture. Some vanilla extract and cinnamon for that Snickerdoodle flavor. And then just blend. Now, if it's a little too dry, add some ice cubes. Or you can also add some coconut water. And you're just gonna keep adding and blending until you get the texture that you like. That looks like the texture that I like. Okay, I'm gonna have to scoop it into my jar. Oh, so yummy. Look at that beautiful green color. Okay. I am going in for a gulp. It's so good. It surprisingly tastes like a Snickerdoodle cookie. If you have a recipe that you'd like to share with us, send that to our website, fashionsensehawaii.com. Send your favorite recipes to our website, fashionsensehawaii.com, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to view more recipes and episodes.
Presented by the Superhero Electric Gig on Spectrum OC16.
Hawaii Sports Radio Network on AM 760 and FM 95.1 is the freshest local sports station in Hawaii. We are the official radio broadcast partner of the Oahu Interscholastic Association. Listen live to Hawaii high school sports and wake up in the den with Ku'ule Agbayani, weekday mornings at 8 a.m. It's the only woman-led sports talk show in Hawaii. Follow them on social media at HI Sports Radio or visit hawaiisportsradio.com.
Hi friends! Lash extensions continue to be a popular and loved beauty service by many. Today, our beauty expert, Deidre Harvey, owner of Zoe Lash Pro, is here to answer some of our viewer questions. Hi Deidre.
Hi Val.
We've got great questions again this week. Our first one comes from Lisa from our Instagram, who asked, there are so many people offering lash extensions, especially on social media. What are some questions I should ask an artist before booking my appointment?
Okay, so you definitely want to ask a lash artist, are they certified?
Yes.
Are they licensed? How long they've been doing lashes? And you also definitely want to take a look at their social media account.
Yes.
Look at their lashes, look at their work, and see if this is something that fits with your lifestyle and your personal taste.
And I think that's key, asking not just if they're certified, like you said, where they got their certification from, asking to look at their certificates, because that can tell you if they got their training from a reputable place, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, good point. Our next question, which is very relevant, why is there so many or so much variation in lash extension pricing?
Well, there's always going to be a difference just because it's more about quality,
Right.
right? And it's also experience. If you're going to see somebody that has many certifications, has been lashing for a long time, is very reputable, they're more likely going to have higher costs. Whereas someone that doesn't have a lot of experience, maybe is learning something on YouTube and just doing lashes out of their house, it's not going to be as costly.
And the price can range anywhere from $50 to a couple $100s, right?
Yes.
And again, that comes with the quality of service you're going to get, the quality of training, the quality of lashes that get applied, right?
Yes, exactly, definitely.
Our last question comes from Sarah from our website, who asks, how long does it take to get lash extensions and what is the process?
So for your initial appointment, it's going to be about 2.5 to 3 hours.
Okay.
So initially, also when you come in, you want to make sure that you get like a brief consultation, taking a look at your eyes, the shape of your eyes, but also your lifestyle, your personal style, your occupation. All those things really matter. So you want to make sure it's not a cookie cutter lash style.
Right.
It's something that really suits your look.
And all that comes from a licensed professional, right?
Exactly.
Because someone who's got the training and the experience, they would be the one to determine and identify the right lash style for different people. And like you said, there's not one style fits all in this, right?
Right.
Thanks, Deidre. Great tips. Always work with a licensed and certified lash stylist. For more pro tips, head to our website, fashionsensehawaii.com. For more information on lash extensions or anything beauty related, head to their website, zoelashpro.com. We'll be right back.
Tune in for your daily dose of fashion sense on Spectrum OC16.
Hawaiian Coffee Body Scrubs. Moisturizing, rejuvenating, energizing, sun-kissed, alluring, beautiful, handmade in Hawaii with aloha. Coco Java.
Today we are answering a viewer question for our real estate expert, Denise Miyahira. Hi, Denise.
Hi, Val.
So we had a question come into our website from Jerry, who says that they are getting ready to purchase property within an association and would like to know, what does the term common elements refer to?
That is a great question, Val. And it's exactly what it sounds like, which is you own something in common with the rest of the owners.
Okay.
An easy way to think about it is if you're living in a building, right? There's a pool that everyone can access. It's not only for one owner, it's for everybody.
Right.
Or a fitness center that everyone can use. So this is all what the owners are paying, either a maintenance fee or an association fee, to be able to use and share amongst the other owners.
Gotcha.
In neighborhoods, you will also find some associations that have common elements. It could be driveways, it could be landscaping, it could be lighting. So there's very different things that could be considered a common element. But the main thing to remember, Val, is have your realtor research and do the due diligence with you to understand what is a common element and what is my responsibility.
Oh, okay.
Because it could be very different in a different association or in a different building.
Right.
And you need to find out for this particular association or building, what am I responsible for, and what is the building going to be responsible for, the association in the neighborhood going to be responsible for. And that will help you determine whether or not you want to live there.
Right,
Is that something that fits your needs, right? Some people like the idea of not having to worry about it, it's all in the maintenance fees, it'll be all taken care of, right? And there's other people who think, well, I want to take care of my own landscaping.
And so the association fee and the maintenance fee, those are two different things, and they include two different common elements could be referred to as either maintenance or an association fee.
That's something you need to check in with your realtor about, right?
Okay.
Because they could be completely separate or they could be combined.
Oh my goodness, okay.
So you need to know what it is you're buying. Understand, ask the questions, find out what is a common element. What am I responsible for? What is the association responsible for? How much are the maintenance fees? What are they going to be covering? So all of these are questions that you really need to ask, and that's why you have your realtor.
Of course.
To help you figure this all out and to help do the research so that you understand what it is you're buying.
Yeah, great point. Thank you, Denise. And thank you, Jerry. Great question. So friends, if you have a question for our expert, head to our website, fashionsenshawaii.com, and subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can view more recipes and more pro tips. For anything real estate related, contact Denise directly.
Thanks, Val. And together we'll get the keys to your happy home.
We'll be right back.
Tune in for your daily dose of fashion sense on Spectrum OC16.
It takes a lot of little things to make a successful classroom. But it only takes one small donation to make a difference. A donation to our island's public schools is a giant step towards building a future for our keiki. Learn how you can make a difference at communityhelpingschools.org.
Hi friends, it's time for our Ask the Doctor segment with Dr. Hanna Merchant, who is answering a viewer question. Hi Dr. Hanna, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Val.
So we had Stephanie write into our website saying that her child is due next month and she's heard a lot about postpartum depression. Can you share about some things to look out for so she can prevent that?
Sure. So first of all, I'll say that postpartum depression is something that's really important for us to talk about.
Okay.
If at any point you feel like you feel hopeless or in despair or think about hurting yourself or the child, please reach out to medical professionals immediately. There's a lot of support out there and there's no reason to feel that way. So first off, postpartum depression, it's a combination of biological, psychological, and social factors. After giving birth, levels of estrogen and progesterone decrease dramatically. And there's certain neurotransmitters that also decrease that can affect the mood. That combined with just the emotional overload of having a child, probably before delivery, you may have had some difficulty sleeping. But then add that on to after delivery, where your body has gone through so many changes, and now you have a crying baby, difficulty sleeping, maybe difficulty eating. These all can contribute to the feelings of postpartum depression.
Right.
Especially if there's a lack of support from either your partner or your support system.
Okay, so what are some things that she can do?
First of all, validate your feelings. It's okay to have these feelings. It's okay to talk to your doctor about them, and then maybe even talk to a therapist and figure out what your needs are. Many women need medication for postpartum depression, and that's okay. You first have to validate your feelings. In terms of a partner who is not very supportive, you need to be clear, whether it's a partner or just anyone in your support system, your family, your friends, you need to be very clear on what your needs are. Don't expect people to read your mind. So if you tell them, I need 2 hours of sleep, please help me with this baby, that's much better than I just need a lot of help. Be very specific. If you're hungry, then maybe have your family or friends set up a meal train for you or order the food. Don't expect to do all of this on your own. It's a lot, especially if you have any kind of a traumatic birth or any kind of issues around the pregnancy or delivery that can really add to your feelings postpartum.
Okay.
I would also encourage sleep when you can, hydrate when you can, eat well, eat healthy foods. Get outside when you can, get into the sunlight. We're so lucky that we have great weather year-round. Take a walk in the afternoon, put the baby in the stroller, get outside. You don't have to be isolated and in the home because that won't make you feel good. Get outside, get some fresh air, and do it while your baby is awake. And then when the baby's sleeping, try to sleep as much as you can. Now, people say that that's impossible because there's so much work to do when you have a small baby. However, you have to take care of yourself. If you're not going to take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of the baby?
Imagine not being able to provide your baby with the most basic need, a clean diaper. This problem impacts 1 in 3 moms who cannot afford enough diapers to keep their baby dry, clean, and healthy.
And subsidized programs like WIC, food stamps, and Medicaid do not allow the purchase of essential diapers.
The Aloha Diaper Bank works to close the gap by providing free diapers to struggling families in our community.
You can help to keep our island keiki clean and dry by donating dollars or diapers.
Visit us at alohadiaperbank.org to learn more. Mahalo.
Also, just remember that a lot of women feel this way. You know, we don't talk about it. Mental health is not something that we talk about so readily. So it's really important to get in tune with your own feelings, maybe keep a mental health journal and just journal when you're feeling overwhelmed and stressed to get some of those feelings out. And then talk to your family, talk to your partner.
So what if your partner just doesn't get it and you're feeling unsupported?
Okay, so go back to what I said earlier about make sure that your needs are plainly stated. You can show them a video about postpartum depression or have them read an article. Sometimes you may even need couples counseling just to make your partner understand what you're going through. Maybe a third person needs to be part of the discussion to really understand. I mean, a lot of people don't understand, which is why we're talking about it in the first place. So it's just about finding the right information and then come up with a plan, discuss it, and also setting realistic expectations. You're not expected to take care of this by yourself. I mean, you're already exhausted, you're drowning, so just know that there's a lot of support out there.
Right.
And I think one thing is with women especially, and women during pregnancy or during the birthing process, and especially after postpartum, we tend to compare ourselves to what we see on social media, on TV. So if we see people who just bounce back really quickly, whether they're super active or become very athletic, we compare ourselves and then we feel bad about ourselves because we didn't do that. That's okay to take your time to get back to the level of health you were at prior to your pregnancy and prior to your delivery. If you find yourself comparing yourself to what you're seeing on social media, limit social media. You know, it's okay. Spend that time with the baby. Spend that time sleeping. Spend that time taking care of yourself. Hydration, instead of comparing yourself to people who maybe had a different setup than you.
Thank you so much for all this information. I think this is a good topic to talk about. Like you said, it's very important. Most women don't talk about it, and especially during their pregnancy, I feel women are more vulnerable, right?
Absolutely.
So thank you so much. And friends, please don't ever feel like you're alone. If you don't have a support system or a close-knit group around you, seek help. There are tons of resources that can help you. If you have a question for our expert, head to our website, fashionsenshawaii.com. We'll be right back.
Presented by the Superhero Electric Gig on Spectrum OC16.
Hi friends, let's talk about trash. Let's you and me talk about recycling. Now, have you ever suddenly realized that you have a ton of brown grocery bags? Now, I know y'all are doing the right thing by recycling, but I've got some ideas on how you can reuse them. We are wrapping a bouquet. Take your brown paper bag, open it up from the bottom, and it's okay if it's not perfect. We're just trying to get the bag to one flat piece. Once we've opened it up, I like cutting at the very bottom just so I can get a nice clean edge. I'm gonna remove all of that. Then I'm gonna slice down one seam. Now you've got one big flat piece. Cut this in half. We're just going to use one side or one piece of that. Take some white paint, carefully paint a word. You can paint any word you like. I'm just going to paint the word love. And just set this on the side to dry. And here's a finished piece. Love, isn't that cute? You want to take your flowers, place them diagonally, cut the bottom of the stems. I like wrapping my flowers with some paper towel that's been soaked in water, placing that in a Ziploc bag, just in case your flowers get nice and thirsty. Fold the bottom corner up, and then just fold the flaps over. And then we're gonna secure it with some twine. How adorable is this? Well, I sure had fun talking trash with y'all. Remember, reuse, reduce, and recycle. We'll be right back. Hi friends, who says your comfiest clothes can't be worn outside? Not us. Today on Fashion Sense, we're turning sleepwear into streetwear. So whether you're wearing your pajama top with some denim shorts, or a slip dress with a cute jacket, or your pajama set with a statement necklace, we are proving that you can roll out of bed into your pajamas and still look chic. Here's a few examples. Gina's serving Pajama Chic with a silky button-up pajama top tucked into a sleek, high-waisted skirt for that polished meets playful vibe. Studded heels add edge, while gemstone earrings and a layered gold necklace bring just the right touch of glam. And that leopard-studded clutch, a fierce finish that says, I'm comfy and in charge. Our next model, Adrienne, shows a playful way that she takes her loungewear to the streets. She's rocking a satin sleep robe layered over a crop top and biker shorts for that off-duty cool girl vibe. A camel print crossbody tote brings the edge, while a leopard headband mixes it up with a splash of wild. Silver hoops keep it classic, and those chunky white sneakers, total comfort, total statement. Our next model, Haley, is also rocking a matching pajama top and pants set, but here's her twist on it. She's wearing the top open like a jacket over a ribbed tank top for an effortless, relaxed vibe. We've elevated the look with strappy mid heels for just the right amount of polish and added a pearlescent acrylic clutch to give it that modern fashion girl edge. To complete the look, a chunky gold chain necklace brings the perfect touch of glam without going over the top. This is the ultimate example of how to make loungewear luxe, comfy, cool, and totally street style ready. Nicole's look is a romantic one with a twist. She's layering a long rose-printed satin slip dress over a bold graphic tee for that perfect blend of sweet and street. Rhinestone heels bring the sparkle, and those dangling pearl heart earrings, total love. A long strand of pearls add vintage glam, while that Eiffel Tower purse, oui, please. Parisian playfulness, all wrapped in one look. And the best part, these looks are just as comfy as they are stylish. So whether you're grabbing coffee or running errands, don't be afraid to blur the lines between sleepwear and streetwear. And remember, fashion should always be fun. And that's our show for today. Thank you so much for joining us. It's always great sharing with you. And a very special thank you to D Sui Hero Electric and Hawaii Sports Radio Network. To view all of our episodes, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram and Facebook, or head to our website to send us your favorite recipes or questions for any of our experts. We'd love to share them on the show. Let's stay connected. Until next time, be fabulous, be beautiful, be the best version of you. We'll see you again.
That was junk. Yeah, we're gonna have to do it again. Like a lot of people say that. That's why we have to do it now. Remember, it's real pores. Okay, ready? Oh, Nori, you're such a good. I know. Oh, I want to do that pose. Mommy and cheese. And that's a wrap.
Fashion Sense is presented by the Sui Hero Electric Inc. on Spectrum OC16.